most of the last 2 decades. The fact that he has that long military career and had a long career as a teacher before becoming an elected official, I think will weigh very favorably for him amongst just voters generally. Walz has polled well with young people and with workers, better than Democrats nationwide. He also performed better in Minnesota among white people without a college degree than Democrats do on average. Not like stellar, he didn't perform stellar, but better than average for most Democrats nationally. These are all positive signs, but we aren't going to know an accurate temperature of voter feelings on him right now until they're able to get some polling now that he's been announced as a running mate. I mean, this is brand new, so we got to wait for the data to come in. And I'll also remind you that polling has a 2 to 4% margin of error. Most polls right now are calling the race really close, so within that margin of error, we're also asking people to tell us something that they're going to do 3 months from now. Is that really that close? God. And so how accurate is it going to be? It's up in the air. So don't put all your eggs in the polling basket, you know what I mean? But I think as long as the Democrats keep up the good work with the social media campaign, I don't know what Gen Zers they hired, but they're doing an excellent job. And I can see Walz and Harris having a really good rapport with each other that could be fodder for great content, because I think they're both kind of silly and goofy, which we love a goofy little guy, okay? And if they focus on pushing Walz's background and pedigree, especially for moderate voters, I think he could really round out the ticket nicely. And I could also see him doing really well in a vice presidential debate against Vance. I think someone who's actually a man of the people on stage next to Yale Law graduate brown-noser Vance would really create a nice contrast that I think could hurt Vance's standing with moderate and swing voters. As for the polls and Harris on her own, she's been erasing Trump's leads that were in the polls and closing the gap that existed when Biden was the nominee. 4 in 10 voters in a recent poll said they're more likely to vote now that she's on the ticket. 4 in 10. That's a sign of a lot of enthusiasm that was not there with Biden. And when more people show up to vote, Democrats usually win. That's why Republicans are trying to delegitimize all the elections that are happening, because they know that the more people that turn out to vote, the more Democrats are going to win. And that freaks them out. So the fact that more voters want to show up now that Harris is in the running, I think is a great sign. Her approval rating is going up and her disapproval rating is going down. And she's seeing growth and support from key demographics like Gen Z, Black, and Hispanic voters, okay? But that had me wondering too, are we just in some sort of honeymoon phase? You know, why are people excited about her? Is this going to go away sometime soon? Here's why I think she's exciting and why I hope that they're able to keep up this momentum, because I think there's a lot of reasons why people are excited about her. First of all, she's genuinely likable. She's a little goofy. She can relax. She can have a fun time. Her and her husband genuinely seem to like each other. There's not this political stiffness that you see in a lot of other politicians. She's young. She's 59. That's a great age because she has had the time to have experience, but she's not on death's fucking doorstep, you know? And Walz is 60, just 1 year older than her. So they're both younger than Trump, but have more experience than Vance. So it feels like a really nice middle ground, which is exciting. Harris is also exciting because she represents a growing majority of this country who have never seen themselves in the president. That is women and women of color, okay? That's just exciting to see. I was very distracted by all of the hubbub around Biden stepping down and her getting the nominee, that it was scary at first, but once all of that died down, it became kind of like a, oh my God, not to get naive and too excited like we were in 2016 with Hillary, but